Go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon podcast. My guest today, Dylan Evans, founder of Simply Salt. Welcome to the pod.
Thanks, Rocco. Good to be here.
I love your cadence. You sound like my psychiatrist. You know, it's just when I sit down, it's like, tell me about your life problems. And I've just spoken to you 5 minutes off air, and already I'm like, oh, I'm so calm and relaxed. So kudos. If the cybersecurity thing doesn't work out for you, you might want to reconsider a pivot.
There's actually a lot of overlap between the two. There is. Have you ever been to a psychiatrist or a therapist who you come in you come in and they don't listen? They don't listen at all to like your whys and your issues. They're just like trying to, like, you can see the gears turning, and it's like they're searching through the library in their mind of, what is this guy's problem?
Yes. And
like it goes ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
And when this person figures it out, they're like, yes, this is your problem. Your father, blah, 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 narcissism stuff.
Yeah.
And then they give you like the DSM-5's standard approach to whatever the thing they have diagnosed you with.
Yeah.
And it feels empty.
Is that like cybersecurity?
It is. It's exactly like cybersecurity.
All right, let's get stuck into it. What does Simply Salt do? Short version.
I know you're not supposed to do this with the host, but I'll correct you right off the bat. Simple Salt is the name of the business.
So my apologies. We'll fix that in post.
Fine.
We'll fix it in post. Simple Salt.
Whatever. So what most people don't realize about the cyber industry is that it's not there to stop crime. That is not its main mission. It is mostly there to help you not lose your job, to make you defensible, to defend against the lawsuit, should it happen on your watch.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is what a lot of folks need, right? You know, muckety mucks at Fortune 500s or, you know, big businesses, they need defensibility. And they need to appear competent more than they actually need to be competent. So it works.
Yeah.
But there are some businesses out there that would rather avoid the crime than appear like it.
Yes.
And those are the folks we help. So we start with their biggest threats. We start with them. Like, this is the crossover to the therapist thing.
Yeah.
What is important to them? What are their goals? Because, you know, going to the DSM-5 and finding here's what's going to fix your problems is not usually the most effective way of actually fixing problems.
Interesting.
And usually there are far easier ways that are like person specific and business specific, because we are all different.
Yeah. So talk to me about the most, so you're in the industry, you should know what are the most prevailing cybersecurity threats to organizations are at the moment.
Depends greatly on the organization.
Okay.
So think about a business with low margins and high costs, lots of income, lots of, like a big factory maybe, or a hospital. Disruption is going to cost them an enormous amount.
Yeah.
Their biggest threat is ransomware.
Oh, really? Is that still a thing? So,
Definitely
okay, the moment that left my voice, it sounded ignorant. But I really thought, we would have.
We'd solve that one.
Yeah. No, not.
We have not. Nope, far from it. And this is the goofy thing. I think, in a sense, you're probably reading the right news because this is a solved problem. It
Yeah.
is not hard to stop ransomware. People just don't do it because they're following the defensible advice. They're following what worked in 2006, which, surprise, is not very effective anymore.
Yeah.
On
Interesting.
the other hand, think about now I don't know your personal situation, but
Okay.
think about your divorce lawyer. If that guy loses your
Lucky that I
file,
won. Yeah.
right, exactly. I'm quite sure.
Yeah.
If that guy loses your file to Facebook,
Oh,
that is you in your worst moment, right?
yeah.
It's not even a question of insurance. This is your life.
Yeah.
You're going to stab that guy. And lawyers do get stabbed. Right? This is like at the bench and bar ABA
Yeah.
conventions every year.
Hmm.
There's always a couple conversations in the like how not to get stabbed section of the speakers because this is a real risk. Lawyers deal with people
Yeah.
in their
Usually in
often in their
family law.
worst moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually in family law.
But even in their business, like you're getting sued for patent infringement by
Yes.
some terrible person. Like, regardless,
Hmm.
talking to a lawyer is usually not people's favorite activity because they're not happy to be there. They're not happy about the cause that led them to this point.
That's a ransomware, right? I've got you. AI, AI is a buzzword. It's been around for a long time. Um, I read somewhere that AI actually used to exploit or to make cybersecurity or sort of the vulnerabilities bigger or easier for people to sort of hack you. Is how true of a statement is that?
Deeply true.
Oof. Okay.
And the reason is because, as much as the cyber industry would like it to be otherwise, most of our vulnerability is not in tech.
Okay.
It's it's people, right? Tech just makes things faster. It automates stuff. It moves the widget from here to here. It moves the information from here to here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to send a letter anymore. You can send an email.
So
But it
that's why
doesn't make the
Elon
people
wants
any
to.
wiser.
Okay, so that's why Elon wants to replace us with robots.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But for AI,
Yes.
so this is what it's good at. It is so good at being persuasive to people. What it's bad at
Mm.
is being right, like consistently right. And that is a match made in heaven
Jeez.
for criminals because they don't care about being right. They will say whatever they need
Yes.
to get you to click, to get you to give your payment information.
Mm.
And everybody thinks, oh, I'm not going to fall for that. Well,
Yeah.
you at your best self is not going to fall for that. But you, Saturday morning at 6:40, hurriedly answering emails, trying to get stuff done, that's the you that's going to click on the email just
Absolutely.
scared or and not thinking about it.
It's
And
something.
that's when AI is going to nail you.
Yeah, yeah. Something funny happened last week. I got an email about 2 minutes apart saying there was a login attempt to my Amazon account, and it originated in Brazil. And then I read that there might have been a leak, and basically, so what happened is the hackers, they just tried the simple accounts. They tried it once or twice. If they didn't come through, like I have two-factor security on. If they found the vulnerabilities, like they just you hack your account. If they can't get in, they just go on. And to me, that was quite scary because if they can get into your Amazon account, I mean, most people's lives are on Amazon. You know what I mean? Amazon is
Right.
so integrated into their life.
Yeah. Google is an even more extreme example of that. It's your email, it's your social media connection. You use Google to log into other services,
Yeah.
right? If that is suddenly taken away from you, you might be in a lot of trouble, especially if you're using like Google Workspace
Mm.
for to run your business. Deep truths. That is after ransomware, that's the most common thing to do. They call it a password spraying because you can just
Oh,
imagine
okay.
like a virtual firefighter with a great big hose and just passwords are flowing out of it just in a torrent, and they're pointing it at websites, just seeing what will open up.
Jeez.
Easy, easy. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but like there's your MFA probably is not as strong as you think it is
Damn it.
because
Yeah, I
well,
was like, yeah, but it's such a nice sense of security, a false sense, I
mhm,
guess, but it's you know what I mean. It's like at least
mhm,
okay, so I've got my mobile here, and if they don't have my mobile, I'm safe as long as they don't have my mobile. You know what I mean?
mhm. It depends. Are you using like the
Hmm.
like it pushes a token and you say, "Yep, that's me."
Yeah.
That one's good. But the
Okay.
one where they text you a number and you have to enter it, man, like that one has been there's commodity software to take over that for a couple of years now. It's it's more effective at stopping people from sharing their Netflix passwords with each other than it is for stopping crime.
Jeez. Okay. That's quite scary.
So yeah, but I mean, there's easy answers. It's
Yeah.
not hard.
Yeah.
Uh,
But does it
we,
boil down to education then?
yeah, I uh, education, but also just process.
Okay.
Because if you think about what are the risky activities that you and your business do?
Hmm.
Is it sensitive client information like a lawyer? Is it, you've got a lot of money that someone can extort out of you? Is it maybe you're a reseller and you're making 3% margin and just like lining up the cash flow so that you get the check 3 days before you have to pay your upstream supplier, and there's $3 million in your bank account for a
Yeah.
week. These are all different risks. They're different
Hmm.
threats. And the tighter you manage and the more like consistently you do risky activities makes weirdness that
Hmm.
is a criminal trying to like pick your process lock, trying to fool their way into, pretending to be you. You're gonna be able to stop a lot more of that, and it's often hard. And often, here's the crazy part:
Hmm.
it ends up making your operations cheaper and more reliable. Like all those same Toyota lean stuff, if you're doing it consistently, you're going to have less waste in your system as well.
Yeah. I listened to the Apple developer event the other day, and the amount of times they said that Apple values your privacy. It's like, yeah,
It's like
exactly. That's
this.
what I was like, what? And then the next moment they show two phones tapping against each other and there's money exchanging. And I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, it really is. Like we value your security and privacy is like the cyber version of thoughts and prayers. Like, neat, dude.
I love it. Thoughts and
I'm glad
prayers.
you enjoyed that.
Yeah, thoughts and
Uh,
prayers. No, but it's just we are giving these tech companies basically so much of our data and our personal information that,
Mhm.
and we have been so, I guess, trained to do it that we don't even think about it anymore. People saying, oh, just put in your email or put in your cell phone number or whatever. And you're like, yeah, sure. It doesn't
Mhm.
have, it's as if it doesn't have value to me anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would say you are right on. And yet,
Mm,
a lot of the data that people think is super valuable has almost no value. Like
interesting.
y Americans' social security numbers, they think of as this private thing that can be used to steal stuff from them. No, man, I can buy a social for like under $5. Anybody's social. You want it? It's there. It's available on like shady
Mm.
marketplaces. It's not secret anymore.
Okay, so what is the
That's
valuable stuff?
Credit card numbers are pretty good. If you got a full credit card number with like the CV2 on the back and like the
Yeah.
expiration date, and it's like whatever Capital One super platinum tungsten whatever, and it's got
Yes.
a credit limit of 50,000. Yeah, that's decent. But honestly, there's a big difference between um I'll tell you another thing that's not valuable.
Okay.
Medical information.
Mm.
People like 20 years ago were getting really hot and bothered about
Mm.
your medical records. They thought maybe your employer was going to fire you or do bad things to you if it came out that you were like in therapy or like had cancer or something. And so the US and France and the UK and lots of places ended up passing these like security laws protecting personal health information.
Hmm.
And it turned out there was no market for it. Like it's easy to find out how much money secrets are worth
Yeah.
because you can just go on to like one of these black marketplaces and I mean someone's going to be selling it. Nobody's selling
Your
personal health
medical.
information.
No one wants it.
It's impossible to
Useless.
monetize. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Interesting.
Like if my dentist lost my dental records, and they
Mm.
did like 2 years ago, I didn't even open the envelope. I don't care if some dude in Bulgaria has access to my tooth x-rays. Neat. What you gonna do with that, dude? It's about the threat more than like, are you checking off the boxes of the right things to do?
Yeah. Last thing before I let you go, I read somewhere last week about zero trust security, and it's got a lot to do with crypto and ZK rollups. And don't want to go into too technical detail, but just like for the listeners, if you can explain what zero trust security is, and if, in your
Mhm.
opinion, it's going to make a difference going forwards.
Yeah. So there's a lot of difference in value between, especially in the cybersecurity world, between following the shape of success, like
Mm,
checking off boxes,
mm,
and the substance of success, like getting actual results.
mm.
And a lot of the things we do are on the shape side, like they don't
Okay.
actually help. Zero trust refers to a design championed by Google in like 2010, maybe. You can go read about it. They called it Beyond Corp,
Okay.
and don't read about it. But it worked out great. Like it really worked. And just in the last 3 years,
Yeah.
as a marketing shtick, because people don't know, all these security companies realized everybody has been hearing that zero trust is good. So
Yeah.
they have been
Because
plastering the word.
it
Yeah,
sounds really good, to be honest.
it
It
does.
sounds really
And
good.
it's a brilliant strategy.
Yeah.
And I would love to explain it to you because like I'm an explainer at heart, but we're gonna lose some people in that techno jibber jabber discussion. But the point is, like everybody started looking for that,
Yeah.
all the cyber snake oil salespeople were like, they're looking for zero trust. And so they started plastering zero trust on every stupid product, from like antivirus to software inventory control. No, man. It has to do with zero trust is the way you log into things on the web, where we started with this conversation with like,
Yes.
you log in with your Google identity instead of rekeying your password. That's zero trust.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
What a beautiful way to go full circle.
Yeah, you set me up, right? Right? You knew all that.
Yeah, let's say it. Dylan, thank you so much for joining me today. If the listeners can want to go find out more about what you do and find out more about Simple Salt, where can they do that?
We're on the internet, not super good at the SEO yet, so maybe not Google right now. In the middle of June,
they just changed the SEO as well.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so hard. They keep changing the rules.
Yeah,
and but I'm sure there'll be a link in the description of the show notes.
I was about to say we'll leave the links in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me. Absolute pleasure. And to our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. Until the next one.
All the data's gone, stolen in the night. Ransom notes demanding we can't fight. You and me breaking all the rules in the cyber world where nobody's fools. Digital shadows looking in the night, stealing hearts and dreams in a blink of light. Eternal love code written in our hearts. Together we're strong, never torn apart. We once felt safe behind our firewalls, but they breached the gates, now our world falls. Messages encrypted, hearts in disarray. In the realm of bytes, innocence fades away. Through the screens and wires, our love ignites. Pixelated dreams under neon lights. We typed our vows, promises so sweet. In this digital age, all our love's complete. All the data's gone, stolen in the night. Ransom notes demanding we can't fight. You and me breaking all the rules in the cyber world where nobody's fools. Digital shadows looking in the night, stealing hearts and dreams in a blink of light. Eternal love code written in our hearts. Together we're strong, never torn apart. Digital shadows looking in the night, stealing hearts and dreams in a blink of light. Eternal love code written in our hearts. Together we're strong, never torn apart. Above, through the lines we'll break. In the cyber war, our hearts won't shake. With courage and code, we'll stand our ground. In the digital battleground, love is found. We'll write our future in binary lines. A love story lasting through all times. Simple salt in our security scheme, strengthening love more than it seems. Digital shadows looking in the night, stealing hearts and dreams in a blink of light. Eternal love code written in our hearts. Together we're strong, never torn